Taylor's out there being like, dang, that's a day that a lot of Swifties were expecting something else.
Welcome to It's Different.
Lee hee hee. I'm Ryan, and that's Molly.
Today, we're going to catch you up on what actually happened in the Taylor world on Valentine's Day.
We also have a huge Clown Date update regarding our 3-2-1 theory that changes everything.
And we spent a chaotic 30 hours together this weekend. You won't want to miss that story.
Also, make sure to subscribe on YouTube or follow us wherever you're listening to this podcast.
And if you'd like to support us directly, you can also become a member of our Patreon or a member on our YouTube channel. The info for that is in the description of this episode. We'll be posting the bloopers from this intro there as well, which are always a really good time.
So on our last episode, Molly was clowning for a So High School music video on Valentine's Day. And instead, we didn't get that. Spoiler. Also, instead, we just got more Taylor Nation posting things and trying to get us to play along and distract us from what we're not getting. So that day, they posted about posting to our Instagram story using their tortured hearts stickers. And of course, I jumped on it because Molly and I are always trying to get a shout out, and I messed it up because Taylor Nation, my Instagram was glitching and I couldn't see their story, and that's where they posted it. It had the little button that's share yours, and you click on it. So instead I just tagged them, and I failed. And then I texted Molly and I was like, so I blew it.
This is like the TikTok challenge all over again, where I told you, you have to wait a couple of minutes after you post it for the filter to work. And then you're like, I posted it, it didn't work, so I deleted it. I'm like, girl, I tried to tell you.
Well, when Taylor Nation posts, you're like, I gotta do it right now because they have hundreds, probably thousands of submissions. I gotta do it. Yeah. And so I went into a hole briefly. It was looking, found cute little BTS of Molly and I. It was really cute. And then I was like, oh, blew it. And then I tried to make myself feel better because they only posted 7 people's. And I was like, what are the chances we would have been one?
Right.
Who knows? It's like winning the lottery.
For anyone else out there who follows Taylor Nation on any of the social media accounts, you may see us desperately trying to respond to any of these prompts. The things people do for Taylor Nation, it's like the Hunger Games out here. As soon as you get the notification about something, you're like, must respond. And I had been in meetings a lot last week when they were tweeting stuff, so I couldn't participate. But thank you for handling that, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Hope you enjoyed your tortured hearts filters instead of a So High School music video that we made up in our heads that we thought we would get.
You made up.
Yeah, a lot of people made it up as well.
Yeah.
I was never fully convinced of it. It was just it would have been fun. But oh well. You know what else we got, though? I believe this was on Valentine's Day, or was on or around there. If you didn't see the news, Selena Gomez has announced a new album.
Oh, and what day is it coming out? Molly, what day?
It's coming out on March 21st.
Is the Karma coffee cup related to Selena Gomez? Was it teasing all along? Was Exile Ends when Selena and Benny Blanco come out with an album?
In case you don't know what we're talking about, maybe you're new to our channel, a lot of people in the Swiftie clown world have had their eyes on 3-2-1, March 21st, for a potential Reputation announcement, release. There are all of these reasons. We have multiple videos on why we thought this could happen based on the clues that Taylor has given us. So when Selena Gomez, notably one of Taylor's oldest friends, announces she's dropping her album on that date, it's guess we were wrong, because there's no way Taylor and Selena are going to release something on the same day.
And Taylor knew about this.
Right.
Of course. And so Taylor's out there being like, dang, that's a day that a lot of Swifties were expecting something else. Because she knows. And
She's
it's
really
like, she's like,
cackling at
yeah,
us.
you know what, girl, we made it this long. Actually, I love it. Yes, I love that for you.
She's like, you want to go ahead and announce it now so they stop clowning? Like, go ahead.
Yeah, please do it as soon as possible so that I can go on vacation with Travis in peace. Please.
I'm very excited for Selena. She's been more on her acting grind lately and hasn't released music in a while. But Benny, her fiance, is a producer, so they worked on this album together. They already released the single. It's going to be a little cutesy album. I feel like this is going to be Selena's Lover album era, and I'm happy for her, Did you see the Instagram post of their Valentine's Day celebration?
No.
They
I did not.
He filled a tub of like nacho cheese and like put tortilla chips lining to the tub of cheese.
Oh my gosh. When you said cheese, I was thinking like cartoon cheese, like the whole, like the triangle, like with the holes.
Oh,
just a bunch of cheese like that.
Like nacho,
No.
like liquid.
Were they in
nacho cheese? No, it was just like the trail of tortilla chips to the tub. But anyway, anyone who knows my husband Alex knows that literally that's his worst nightmare. He hates liquid like nacho cheese. He finds it revolting. So I was showing him that. I'm like, happy Valentine's Day. Aren't you glad I didn't get you a tub of cheese? Anyway.
Good luck cleaning that up. Like, I don't even know how you clean that up. You gotta hire someone to come and like suck out all the cheese. And like, I hope they at least ate some, but then you have to like sterilize it to be able to eat out of it. That's a whole production.
Anyway, that was just a side note about Selena and Benny. While we are excited for the album to drop, it very much foiled our potential clown plans. Cause yeah, Taylor there's no way she's gonna compete with her best friend for an album drop date. It's just not going to happen. So if March 21st is no longer a potential album release date, could it be something else for Taylor that wouldn't directly compete with Selena?
That is what the Swifties are clowning for now, because we always have to have something else teed up. We're like, all right, we got backups. Okay, we got backups. So the iHeartRadio Music Awards are March 17th, which is the 2-year anniversary of when the Eras Tour started, and Taylor is accepting the award for Tour of the Century. Granted, we don't know if she's going to be there, so it's very Eras Tour-esque. She's also has some other nominations, which we can talk about in a second. This is all happening on the 17th. So is it possible that on the 17th she pulls a Taylor move, and when she's accepting the Tour of the Century, she's like, to thank you guys for the most epic tour of my life, you guys are finally going to get the Eras Tour documentary, and it comes out in 4 days on the 21st.
I feel like it's a possibility because the award show's announcements are really fun. I think the Grammys, we've learned a lesson with that, wasn't received well, but like the fan voted ones, such as when she announced Midnights at the VMAs, and now with the iHeart ones, it's like, it's not that serious. She could announce a documentary there. I feel like that'd be a very appropriate time. I'm here for this.
I mean, when you're accepting that big of an award, like, again, we don't know if she's going to be there, but like she has to be, because she's chilling now, and also she's nominated for favorite surprise guest that involves Travis when he made an appearance during the I Can Do It With a Broken Heart during the tour. So we are manifesting both of them being there, because now football is over. They're finally both free.
And he's nominated for a different guest appearance in that same category. So he's nominated twice just in that category. And Taylor has many nominations. So I have like the angel and devil on my shoulder of clowning about this, because I think in the past for the iHeart Awards, Taylor has mostly recorded videos ahead of time when she's been accepting awards. But like you said, she was busy. I mean, technically it was during the Eras Tour break last year, but we know she was getting ready for that TTPD release. She had rehearsals. If she doesn't have any other commitments, maybe she would go, especially for an award this big. And the other part of me is like, would Taylor and Travis do their first red carpet walk at like the iHeart Awards? No shade to it whatsoever, but I always pictured it being at like a Grammys level event. This would take the pressure off of it.
Until he retires, he literally can't go to any other award shows. So it's kind of like do or don't,
right. I mean, by this point, we should know what his decision is for the upcoming football season as well. I believe that the Chiefs are hoping he makes a decision within the next month. For the sports people, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, right around this time will be an interesting time because we could have news related to his career too. So what better way to, make sure you have some fun with all these big decisions you have to make than go to the iHeart Awards, Travis? Come on.
I'm remembering now when she sent the video in, it's from, I don't know if y'all know like the joke, but it's when she was like in the Lover bodysuit and it looked like she literally recorded it for multiple award situations, like 2 years in a row. It's like the black backdrop, her hair looks the exact same and she's just thanking and it's like on repeat. And there was a period where those award shows were around the same time and you were like, wait, is that? And then, yeah, people like connected and did all the photos. There's like 6 of them or more. And you're like, wow.
Oh, she did so many announcements in the Lover bodysuit, like before she goes on stage. Because, her hair and makeup is perfect. She's about to go perform the show. It's like, all right, Taylor, just stand in front of this backdrop and knock out a couple of things. She did like so many different awards. Yeah, Spotify things. What else? I feel like she was wearing that, like holding the Speak Now in 1989, like Taylor's version covers. It was just like whatever she needed to do promo for. She was just in the Lover bodysuit for like 2 years.
Because obviously the iHeart Radio Music Awards is like lower on the list of like, do I need to attend this? But because her man is there, it makes sense. It's fun. Why not? And then again, if she's going to announce the Eras Tour documentary, or I think the documentary versus I still like question the whole, like, why was she recording the last 3 days of tour?
Right.
Is there a Eras Tour movie part 2? Is she going to announce both? Are we never going to get that?
Right.
We're going to add to the list of things that, why the heck did that happen? Who knows?
I still don't know what to make of the fact that she recorded those last shows and didn't change her outfits, and how that all lands with, will we get a movie that would include the Tortured Poets set? I really want it now. At the time, I remember thinking, oh, I don't know if she would do a whole other movie, but now I'm like, I need the Tortured Poets songs live. Like, I need them.
True. Yeah, we don't really have that quality, just TikTok. It's pretty good, but it'd be easier to tune into a movie. So, she's just holding on to that stuff, and she could do a double whammy, I could see that. Just like really pack a punch and just be like, boom, now be quiet and leave me alone for many months. Like, here you go watch this on repeat for 5 months.
The other part of me with the whole documentary thing is like, we've talked about this a couple of times before too, that I feel like it could be a series. And if it is a series, does that mean it's a series about the Eras Tour, planning of actual tour final shows? Or what if Taylor just does a big documentary series that takes you through the re-records and the Eras Tour, in which case it can't come out yet because we're not done with the re-records.
Big documentary.
Big doc.
Is it possible for her to show a clip? Like a trailer? That'd be a boss move.
That'd be cool.
Accept the tour of the century, roll the freaking tape, steal the show. That feels fitting. Great. And obviously, showing cute little clips of Travis because he's there, hopefully at the award show. That's what I'm manifesting.
That would be really cool.
Nothing I want is manifest, so I don't know. I don't trust any of it anymore. But that's what I want.
That they have the high quality footage of Travis getting on stage. I bet you there's BTS of the rehearsal of them getting ready for that moment with Cam and Yon.
Yeah,
we need it. We need it.
It's there.
I don't think you and I have talked about this, but I've seen a lot of people post about it. They're like, remember during the Midnight's release when Taylor had a promo during halftime of Thursday Night Football and it was on Amazon Prime or something like that? And Swifties were like, Taylor has me tuning in at halftime of an NFL game just to find out something about Midnights. And it ended up being a little trailer for all the music videos that we were going to get for the Midnights era. It's you think about that to now, and it's how much football have we ended up watching for Taylor? I watch the NFL anyway, but it's a lot.
Yeah, you weren't watching the Chiefs specifically, every game. Yeah, 2 whole seasons. That's a lot.
It's just so funny if you think about it from back at that perspective. They were literally Swifties that were complaining about having to tune in for a halftime, and now we've been Been riding 2 years strong.
Fun little clown nugget for this documentary, if and when we ever get it, is some people think the documentary could be called The Secret Garden or something related to secret gardens. Maybe The Secret Garden in My Mind. I don't know if it's that elaborate. It's a weird name. I mean, The Secret Garden's kind of weird too when you think about it, but I'm just going to go with it for the purpose of this clown nugget. I know we talked about in previous episodes how the last month plus Taylor Nation has talked about secrets, secret gardens, multiple mentions of secrets relating to I Hate It Here, the song. Well, someone figured out that The Secret Garden is a book, which I think we knew, because she talks about it in I Hate It Here. And there's a key that's part of the book, and I guess on the tip of the key, where you would put it in to the keyhole, it looks like the shape of the Eras Tour stage. And it does, I can confirm. We also know, which I figured out, that during 1989 Taylor's version release, when we didn't know the track list yet for the Volt tracks, there was an interactive game you could play to decode the track titles. And eventually it showed this key that was in the shape of the Eras Tour. I mean, I don't know if that's just a fun fact because she was already on tour, or, can she plan things 3 years in advance? I don't know. Is it all connected? Who knows? Because again, Secret Garden is a weird name for a documentary, but maybe it's not that specifically. Could Taylor Nation, all this teasing of what is Secret Gardens, here we are once again clowning for Rep TV and connecting the dots. It's what if we don't realize that we are clowning for a documentary? What if that's what they're teasing? How many secrets is she hiding in that hair? Even though that's from way before the Eras Tour, the Bejeweled video reference, but whatever. Doesn't have to necessarily be that time.
The Bejeweled music video was from before the Eras Tour, but the secrets tweet was during the Eras Tour.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
And technically, if you're looking at that photo, it's like a BTS. It's her and Jack behind the scenes of the music video. We all saw the BTS footage in I Can Do It With a Broken Heart music video. We know it exists. What if that was a little teaser, a tease to the tease? It's right. What if that music video is a trailer itself to the documentary? Because it kind of is.
Ooh. Yeah.
Because you get little nuggets and you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I've also seen people speculate that the documentary, or I guess really the movie, if she were to do an Eras Tour movie with the Tortured Poets set, that it could be called Female Rage the Musical, which would be cool.
Yeah, true. I mean, she has trademarked it. I've seen it in the batch.
Mm-hmm. And one final note that we've mentioned before, but just to, reiterate, is that March 17th, the date of the iHeart Awards, is the 2-year anniversary of when the Eras Tour started back in Glendale, Arizona, March 17th, 2023. I can't believe it's almost 2 whole years ago. That's crazy.
I can't believe it's only 2 years. I'm that was only 2 years ago? Wow.
Man. And you know what? That's actually the perfect segue, because we've talked about this a little bit before, but the weekend that the Eras Tour kicked off in Glendale, Arizona, Ryan and I were together in her town. And this weekend we were together again in her town. I mean, I've visited in between those visits, but
what a connection!
Whenever I know,
See what you did there.
Whenever we are together and I'm visiting her, there's always just a certain amount of chaos that unfolds, because that's how we live our life. And we don't always share personal stories on the pod. We try and always keep it Taylor related, but we thought you guys might enjoy a little recap of our 30 hours together as a fun little way to end this episode.
Yeah, I mean, the main theme outside of chaos of the 30 hours was snow. It snows where I live. It snows where Molly lives. And of course, the winter storm of the season happened the night that Molly came here. She was supposed to come the next morning and had to last minute change her plans because I was I don't think you're going to make it if you wait. Driving the night before was still dicey, and that got her here at a beautiful arrival of, what was it, 2:30 a.m.?
2:30 a.m. Sunday morning. It was dicey on that drive. I listened to Taylor Nation's LOML playlists, both the Love of My Life and Loss of My Life, on that drive. And yeah, so I got in town, and then the whole reason that I was going to visit Ryan is because I was supposed to be her +1 to a party that a couple of days before this got moved to another weekend.
Because of the storm.
Oh, I didn't know it was because of the storm. I thought it was just a scheduling issue.
No, the storm literally is the theme. It's They're like, oh, big storm coming. We're canceling or we're rescheduling. I was like,
you
of
were
course.
just like, oh, they're rescheduling. That's so funny. Oh, maybe that should have been my sign, but you know, it's fine. I was determined because as we'll talk about more in a future Tay Therapy episode coming very soon, Ryan is moving in just a couple of weeks. So this was my last opportunity to visit her and, you know, just say goodbye to some of our little favorite spots that we visited over the years together there. It worked out that the party got canceled because it just meant that we could do whatever we wanted. And we went skiing, which was awesome. Got an awesome powder day.
We did. Yes.
After all of that driving, the drive there, the drive to skiing, a lot of snow, whatever, we get back to Ryan's place on Sunday night and we're like, all right, cool, let's go to dinner. And I shoveled the driveway so that there could be like a smooth exit. And then after shoveling the driveway, I proceeded to get stuck in the snow. My car stuck in the snow, not myself stuck in the snow.
Was just trying to get ahead of things and like clear her car for the next morning. And yeah, she got stuck. And thankfully the neighbor came downstairs and helped because they also were supposed to like move their cars around so he could get out for work early in the morning. And I eventually went outside and I was like, oh, I think they need help. And I just hear Molly's tires like spinning and like the gas pedal. And like, I was like, how does she have an SUV all-wheel drive and she's getting stuck? Because like I don't.
Dude.
I just have snow tires and nothing else.
I don't know how it happened. Apparently I just couldn't back straight out of the driveway, which was literally all I needed to do. So we're like out here, Ryan and the neighbor have to like help push the car. It's a whole thing. We finally resolve it. And at this point, this killed a lot of time. So we're running out of time for us to be able to get to dinner before things close. It's a holiday weekend. It's a Sunday. And we're like, all right, gotta get it together, gotta get going. And as we go to like walk out the door to go walk to find food, I just wipe out. I just fall straight down the stairs.
Yeah, because if you thought we were clearing the car to actually drive somewhere, oh no. Like, I will do anything to walk. I will risk it all. And I live about like a 20-minute walk from downtown, which is where we were going. And I was like, walking, let's go. It's just easier.
I was like, I'm hungry. I'm tired from shoveling. I just embarrassed myself in front of your neighbor. Let's go to dinner. And then I'm just like, and I like cut my hand. I don't know if you can see it on the camera. And I have to change because I have snow all over myself. We finally are walking and the restaurants are like about to close, and thank goodness we ended up finding like, you know, of a clutch spot that we went. We had a great Asian dinner. Oh, so good.
It was so good. And I was like, all right, I hate being that person showing up 25 minutes before they close. To be fair, I was leading us towards a pizza spot and accidentally walked down the wrong way. And I was like, oops, this isn't the quickest way to get there. Now we've lost like 10 minutes. So I was like, you know what? Let's just risk it. And they only have like 7 tables in there and it was packed. And they were like, oh, it's going to be like a 20-minute wait. I was like, but you close in 20 minutes. And they're like, and I was like, all right, like we're in.
It was so good. I'm so glad that worked out. And then when we finished dinner, we got cookies. And the people at the cookie spot, well, I got like a brownie from the cookie spot. And they asked me, do you want a corner, an edge, or a middle piece? I'm like, this is the best cookie shop I've ever been to. I can't explain to you how cold, windy, and snowy this walk was. Like the 20 minutes there was like, okay. And by the time that we were walking back, it was really cold. We're like, should we Uber? But no, we're both snow girls. We can handle it. By the way, this whole story makes me sound like really not a snow girl, but I am. I love winter. I love snow. I love shoveling. I never get stuck. I never wipe out on ice. None of this ever happens. Anyway.
Well, you live in a nice house where you have like real amenities, and then you come to my place and I'm like, here's how we're slumming it, all right, keep up or else like at your detriment.
yeah, I've never appreciated my garage more in my life after all of that. But Ryan's like, let's just see how it is, let's just try walking home.
Yeah. And if people don't know, a fun fact about Molly and I, we're very competitive. I think I didn't know that until like I really like started hanging out with Molly more, and I was like, oh, I am really competitive.
I tend to bring that out in people for sure.
I'm like, why do I care about this? I also am always in it for the adventure, hence like being a chaotic person. I'm like, do it for the story, do it for the plot. And there's this route home that we didn't take on the way there for time purposes that has become like this memorable like route. It's like not your normal way. It's like through buildings, down an alleyway, over, over the river and through the woods. And I've usually taken it on a bike. But it has so many memories. I was like, we have to do it one more time. And I'm just like aimlessly leading Molly and I this way. And I was like, so we're doing it. And yeah, the wind is now at our face, whereas at our back on the way there. It's also why it was easier on the way to the restaurant.
Yeah. And
it's like pummeling us in the face. You can't see. And I'm like, close your eyes. And we hit a point where it's like there would normally be like a median or like a ledge, like a grassy, whatever it's called, like before the sidewalk.
Like the curb.
The curb. There you go. It was covered. It was like over like a 1 foot wall of snow. There was no curb. And so I like start to like hike up over it. And Molly's like, I'm not going that way. I was like, how else are you going to get over here? You have to.
I didn't want to get snow in my boots and all. I was like, no, I'm going to find a break in the wall. There was no break in the wall.
There was no break. So I was like, give me your hand, Molly. Use my foot spots. Like I made you little ledges.
But once I got over, I'm like, wait, this sidewalk's not plowed. Like none of this is plowed. So now we're just like knee deep in snow and we're not even at the alley yet. Again, I've done this route with Ryan on bikes in the summer. It's beautiful. But as soon as we were entering this part of the stretch, I'm like, we have made a mistake. Like, what are we doing?
Just think about the people who were like, back in my day, I used to trek 20 miles in the snow. I'm like, here we are. We're living it. People did this every day. I was like, I got my bag of cookies, like my little lunch.
Like literally like a little paper bag.
Yeah, I'm gripping onto it, holding it with dear life. Like, gotta get the cookies home. Gotta do it. Yeah, it ended up being an experience.
It was all worth it. Then we came home and we ate our cookies and we watched the Sabrina Carpenter SNL skit where she sang "You Belong With Me." So we ended the night with some Taylor. It was perfect.
It was all worth it. And it's like, why doesn't this chaos happen when I go to Molly's house, which is probably what y'all are used to? It's like, well, because again, Molly is like a real adult and doesn't live her life like this. And she doesn't live within walking distance of downtown. But either way, she's like, yeah, I don't do this. So I would never recommend like, let's go do this. It's like, yeah, that's fair.
Oh, no, I wanted to walk downtown. It was more so the route we took home. But once we were in it, we were in it.
Oh, no, I mean, like you would never pitch that if I was at your house. But I knew you were game. I'm like, but I would never be at your house. You'd be like, so let's like go do this. And it's like, because you also don't live anywhere near walking distance of anything. So
no, I'd be like, if you want to walk 3 miles, we can get to a coffee shop that will be closed.
We did. I mean, granted, it was my idea, but we did bike home one time back to Molly's and I got us to go through a graveyard that was really close to her house. I was like, let's like bike through the graveyard. And she was like, I never do this.
Terrifying experience. We won't even tell that story. But we have a lot of chaotic stories like this. It usually happens every time we're together in some form or fashion. But at my place, it's more like, oh, let's recreate the Eras tour at home.
Yeah. Limited danger and, risk of frostbite. But, I like to bring chaos everywhere I go. So a little dash. It's my gift to you.
It'll go down in history. We referenced these on our last episode. So if you saw that, here's our little lover heart necklaces, which we didn't wear when we were actually together, but we're wearing now. So
apparently Molly brought hers. I didn't know.
Well, we just like never even had time with the whole chaos of the shoveling out of the car. I didn't even have time to like look nice for dinner. It was just, I was basically still in my ski gear and we're like, let's go.
What does it say?
It says, you are my lover. Yeah.
And I have the you are and the love part. And then you just have the other side. It's basically a Taylor version of friendship necklaces. Like back in the day.
Before the Eras tour. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was a whirlwind weekend for us. We hope you all had a good Valentine's Day if you celebrated. Let us know what you think of your potential clown dates. What are you clowning for next? And make sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
Bye. Oh, you did it. Ooh.